The council will come to order. All rise and salute the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for a moment of silence in honor of our servicemen and women, veterans, and those who have given the ultimate sacrifice. Clerk will call the roll.
Anderson. Here. Kamel. Here. Condon. Crowe. Here. DeMaria. Here. Linehan. Here. Murphy. Yes. Here. O'Malley. Here. Spatafora. Winslow. Here. Sika.
Here. Under the provisions of the open meeting law, for those of you in attendance, please be informed that MATV, along with resident John Mayara, is recording this evening's meeting. So just be aware there will be audio and video recording of this meeting. First order of business. You can announce it. You want me to announce it? So the first order of business is the members of the Cannabis Licensing Committee will appear before the City Council to give an update on the status of the cannabis licensing process. But due to a last-minute scheduling conflict, they were unable to attend this evening's meeting. They will reschedule for a further date. Next order of business. Councillor Kamel.
As sometimes happens, I've had a request from a constituent who would like to be sponsored to speak. Mr. Neil Kinnan from 11 Spruce Street in Ward 6 wishes to speak. So I do make a motion to allow Mr. Kinnan to speak.
Does it need a second? Anybody for a second? I'll second it. On Councillor Kamel's motion to sponsor Mr. Kinnan to speak this evening, seconded by Councillor Murphy. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Aye. You want to do it?
We'll take a roll call.
We're going to do a roll call. Sure, hold on.
A limit on the presentation? Is this the public comment section? So is
no,
there
he's sponsoring Mr. Kinnan to speak this evening.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anderson. Yeah. Kamel.
Yes.
Crowe. No. DeMaria.
Yes.
Linehan.
No.
Murphy.
Yes.
O'Malley.
No.
Winslow.
No.
Sika.
No.
5 noes, 4 yeas.
Motion fails. Next order of business.
Approval of the minutes from December 17, 2019.
You gotta
I'm
let
sorry.
that happen.
Okay.
Sorry.
So there is a portion of the public comment. 2 people signed up. Number 1 is Neil Kinnan.
Good evening.
Good evening.
You have 2 minutes, Mr. Kinnan, so please state your name and address for the
Neil Kinnan,
record.
11 Spruce Street, Malden, Mass. I had a statement, but I will just say this much. I would ask that you pause this whole marijuana thing, and for the simple reason that there was not public input and a reach out to many in the community as there have been elsewhere. Somerville, for instance, 73% voted in favor. In November of 2016, Malden 51.6. Somerville gave numerous presentations after the law passed, which was a different law than what people voted on. Nobody in this room voted for the law which exists today. Somerville gave presentations, and then they gave options, and then just like we did in the moratorium, they provided a survey to all their residents. And in that survey, the questions that they asked included how many, where, and when. And they put that survey out in multiple languages, just like we did in the moratorium and just like we did in the open space and rec. And then they went back and wrote the ordinance with all kinds of citizens' input. I thank you for your time. I hope you will consider doing that. There is no harm in pausing. We are surrounded by communities which have banned it. I am not advocating banning, but I am advocating for certain not to do more than one before we find out what happens. Thank you.
Thank you.
Second speaker is Ian Sang.
Good evening. My name is Ann Zhang at 5 Boston Street. As councillors, that I believe that you were all aware that no citizen voted for the law which exists today in Massachusetts on the recreational marijuana. So after the vote was done back in 2016, however, it was delayed and was changed on January 2017, and then it was delayed by the registration, and it was finally approved on July 2017. So we asked, because of this, that and other reason, that it was quiet afterwards. So nobody know what is going on until that this year then brought up. So we asked that we should be provide education about this, and then with the changes, and then as a resident here, then we should be aware about it. But somehow that none of those provided. So we really ask that, hope that what that you have done with the community information, then you should, like as you always provide that community engagement, things like that, and let the residents aware about this. So we would like to ask that, since this is not finalized, no permit has been given, so we would like to ask that if this can be paused, and then have all the residents to be educated about this, and have us all decide what we go for it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eric E.
So I just state my name and my address?
Yep, right in the microphone.
All right. Hi, my name is Eric Key, and I live at 18 Everett Street in Malden. And I am 18 years old, and I'm a recent graduate of Mystic Valley Regional Charter School, and I currently attend UMass, and I study business in the honors program. And I simply believe that Malden is not the correct place for a pot shop. And I'm saying that because the proposition states that they want to push through 5 shops, or they want to pass licenses until there are 5 shops in Malden. However, Malden is only 5 square miles. So therefore, the proportion is just, it doesn't really make sense. And we also see that Malden is a great place to raise your kids, specifically because of our many schools, parks, project housing, and daycares. And as Malden residents, we love to boast about that. And we love to boast about our amazing environment that allows our youth to safely strive in educational and recreational development. And this is directly shown by the roughly 30 parks in Malden, and also shown by the prestigious schools in Malden that boast, they are private, public, charter, and religiously affiliated schools that boast their excellence in educational development. So therefore, with pot shops being federally illegal and many commercial banks that are federally affiliated and they don't want to take any cannabis shop's money, crime, which can easily involve any amount of kids or any other casualties that could come in between, when we see that pot shops have a lot of cash and a lot of assets that prove very valuable to any individual that wants cash or valuable assets. And we see that with the proposition, they want to propose 5 detailed cops or 5 detailed guards who are not armed and 1 detailed cop who is armed. And seeing that they need so much protection because they have so much cash and valuable assets that cannot be registered in the bank.
You're almost done, honey.
All right. We see that when this is near schools, daycares, and parks, children could easily come in the way.
It's been 2 minutes.
All right.
Sorry.
Thank you. It's okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Is that all? Next order of business.
Approval of the minutes from December 17, 2019.
On Councillor DeMaria's motion to approve the minutes, all those in favor? All those opposed? The minutes are approved. Next order of business.
Councillor Seeker will announce the 2020 committees.
I don't have the list. Thank you. Before I announce the committee assignments for 2020, let me say a few words. The opportunity to serve as council president again is not only a great honor for me, but it also gives me the opportunity to look at committee assignments a bit differently. Each committee has papers that are both new and carryover from 2019. Some of these carryovers are such that institutional knowledge is as important as a fresh perspective. Given that, the assignments for 2020 represent quite a bit of continuity from 2019, with some changes to make sure we bring in some new perspectives. Given that, of course, there were a few requests that I wasn't able to fulfill, but I know that these committees will represent an opportunity for us to continue the momentum we started in 2019 while welcoming new voices to important issues. That said, the committee assignments for 2020 are as follows. Finance, Councillor Kamel is the chair, Councillor Condon is the vice chair, Anderson, Linehan, Murphy, DeMaria. Rules and Ordinance, Spatafora chair, Crowe vice chair, O'Malley, Kamel, and Winslow. Personnel and Appointments, Crowe chair, DeMaria vice chair, Condon, Anderson, Linehan. License, Murphy chair, Anderson vice chair, Spatafora, Linehan, Condon. Public Works, Anderson chair, Condon vice chair, and Crowe. Public Safety, Winslow chair, DeMaria vice chair, and O'Malley. Public Property, O'Malley chair, Winslow vice chair, and Linehan. Cemetery Committee, Murphy chair, Anderson, and Sika. Ad hoc committees, Malden Hospital Development Site, Linehan chair, Spatafora, Condon, DeMaria, and resident member Prisco Tamaro. Traffic Mitigation, Winslow chair, Murphy vice chair, and Kamel. Waterfront Access, Murphy chair, Winslow vice chair, Crowe, O'Malley, Anderson harbor master, and assistant harbor master John Spatafora. Not yet. I know. Citizen Engagement, DeMaria chair, Anderson vice chair, Councillor Linehan. Parking Review, Condon chair, Spatafora vice chair, Kamel, Crowe, DeMaria. Community Forestry Program Advisory Committee, O'Malley chair, Linehan, Winslow, and resident members Palmieri and Stein. Charter Review Committee, DeMaria, Kamel, O'Malley, Karen Anderson, and Sheila Fermano. Community Fund, DeMaria and Kamel. Housing Review, O'Malley. Master Planning Steering. Master Planning Steering. Isn't that supposed to be Master Steering Plan? Okay. Spatafora and Sika. Sign Design Review, Murphy, Spatafora. Site Plan Review, RIO, O'Malley, and Winslow. Site Plan Review, Rose Quarry, Sika and Spatafora. Energy Efficiency, Councillor Kamel. Zoning Ordinance Review, Councillor O'Malley. Library Trustee, Councillor Sika. Complete Streets, Murphy. Problem Properties, Councillor Crowe. And those are the 2020 committees. Next order of business.
Paper 2-20, mayoral appointment, John Spatafora, Jr., 288 Pearl Street, Malden, Mass., Assistant Harbor Master.
Do you want him to take all of them, or do you want to do them all?
Okay, mayoral appointment, Brian Slater, 195 Beach Avenue, Melrose, Mass., as a member of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board. Mayoral appointment, Angie Liu, 35 Mount Vernon Street, Unit 1, Boston, Mass., as a member of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board. Mayoral appointment, Dr. Roxanne Reddington Wild, 35 Bancroft Road, Malden, Mass., as a member of the Affordable Housing Trust Fund Board.
On Councillor Crowe's motion to refer these appointments to Personnel and Appointments, all those in favor? All those opposed? The matters have been referred. Next order of business. Okay, so who wants to take it off the table? Okay, hold on. Can you take the National Grid paper off the table?
The table.
You want to do that one now?
Yeah, we can do both.
Okay. Hold on, Councillor O'Malley.
I move to take paper 462-19, the petition by National Grid to grant a location for poles and wires off the table on Oliver Street, correct?
Perfect. On Councillor O'Malley's motion to remove paper number 462-19, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The paper has been removed from the table. They look like the same one. It's the same number. Oh, okay. Okay. That both say Oliver Street. This one's different. This is it. Okay. 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 You want to do it? You want to? Yep. Yep.
Okay, there's two hearings for public hearing, both National Grid papers. So, petition Massachusetts Electric Company, DBA National Grid of North Andover, Mass. Install a conduit at Exchange Street and Middlesex Street towards 46 Pleasant Street. The proposed conduit is for the purpose of providing electric service to 46 Pleasant Street, Malden, Mass. And the second one is the table paper that was just been untabled. Petition National Grid grant for location for and permission to erect and maintain poles and wires together with such sustaining and protecting fixtures as it may find necessary. Said poles to be erected substantially in accordance with the plan filed herein with marked Oliver Street, Malden. Also for permission to lay and maintain underground laterals, cables, and wires in the above or intersect in public ways for the purpose of making connections with such poles and buildings as each of said petitioners may desire for distributing purposes.
I declare the public hearing open. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of these petitions, please come forward and state your name and address for the record.
Good evening, councilors. My name is Michael Cordima, National Grid Electric, 170 Medford Street, Malden. Well, the petition for Exchange Street for 25 feet of conduit is to provide power to the new customer at number 46. It's a brewery-restaurant combination, and they're placing a pad mount, so we need to install primary power through the conduits. Thank you.
Thank you. Any questions? Anyone else wishing to speak in favor? Hearing none and seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. Anyone wishing to speak in opposition for this petition? Hearing none and seeing none, I declare that portion of the hearing closed. You want to do now open it up again for the next one? Okay. I declare the next public hearing open. Anyone wishing to speak in favor of the petition, please come forward and state your name and address for the record.
Hi, my name's Mike Cordima, National Grid Electric, 170 Medford Street, Malden. This particular petition is for a guy stub pole. There's a third-party construction going on, a large fiber optic cable going in. I think it's extranet or something like that. And because of the 90-degree angle, we have to guide that stub pole with the stub pole, so the construction requires it. Thank you.
Hold on one second. It's the small cell towers, right?
I don't think we approved those, did we?
That's what extranet is.
May I?
No, go ahead, Councilor O'Malley, sorry.
Is this for a small cell antenna?
Pardon?
Is this for the installation of a small cell antenna on the pole?
No, sir. From what I was told today, they're installing throughout the area a new fiber optic system, and this cable that's going on comes in at a 90. It's a large cable, so we need it to support that pole.
And an extranet is already on your pole?
I'm not sure about that. This is a third-party thing. I picked it up today in the office to represent you guys.
I don't know.
Extranet, there was a small cell on Oliver Street. Okay. Just to be, because we haven't approved the small cell antenna either. Well, it was extranet. I think we should table it just for further. Councilor Anderson.
No, I just wanted to publicly ask that we table it.
Okay.
And suggest that when you come here for these things, these are the kind of questions we're going to ask. So we need, you've been here before, and
yes, sir.
I'd just like to encourage you to come with the information so that we don't have to
Not a
delay.
problem.
Okay, so we're going to take the first one first, or should we take that?
Whichever way you said.
Okay, so we're going to take the first one first. On Councilor Murphy.
I'd just like to say that any work they're doing on the sidewalk of the street needs to be
Dig Safe notified?
Dig Safe notified and has to be repaired to the satisfaction of the DPW director. So I just want to
that motion?
Make that a part
Okay.
of the motion, please.
On Councilor Murphy's motion to grant with the following conditions: that the engineer be called when Dig Safe is notified, and that the streets and sidewalks be restored to the satisfaction of the director of the DPW. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The petition has been granted. On Councilor Anderson's motion to table paper number 720.
Second.
Seconded by Councilor Crowe. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? That petition has been tabled. Next order of business.
Thank you, Council.
Thank you. Yeah, well, we shouldn't be approving that if it is, in fact, it just seems too coincidental. It's the same street.
So this one was approved.
Extended hours.
This one was tabled.
Is that what we're at next?
Last one was approved, right?
No, I thought this one was for the brewery. Exchange Street was for the brewery.
Oh, that was passed.
Bases. I can't wait for that to open.
Just read them all at once. It's a brewery.
Okay, there's a whole bunch of licenses. Class 2 licenses. Gary's Auto Sales, 160 Eastern Ave, Malden, 18 cars. It's a renewal. Paper 9-20, Class 2, Uni Auto Center, Inc., 369 Main Street, Malden, 20 cars. It's a renewal. 10-20, extended hours, 7-11, 169 Salem Street, Malden, hours, 24 hours, 7 days a week. It's a renewal. Paper 11-20, Class 2, Brothers Auto Body, 969 Main Street, Malden, 0 cars, a renewal. 12-20, extended hours, Speedway, number 2504, 214 Broadway, Malden, hours 24/7, it's a renewal. 13-20, Class 2, Quality Auto Sales, Inc., 856 Eastern Ave, Malden, 0 cars, it's a renewal. 14-20, Class 2, Next Level Motors, Inc., previously Malden Auto Brokers 2, 189 Eastern Ave, Malden, 35 cars, name change and a renewal. Class 15-20, Class 2, Malden Auto Brokers, Inc., 225 Eastern Ave, Malden, 20 cars, renewal. 16-20, Class 2, Andy Service Center, Inc., 356 Lebanon Street, Malden, 3 cars, it's a renewal. 17-20, Class 2, Auto Tech, Inc., 1236 Eastern Ave, Malden, 5 cars, it's a renewal. 18-20, Class 2, Malden Broadway Auto Body, 590 Broadway, Malden, renewal. 19-20, Class 2, Regano's Towing Services, Inc., 1081 Fellsway, Malden, 20 cars, renewal. 20-20, Class 2, Seekers Automotive, Inc., 1114 Eastern Ave, Malden, 2 cars, renewal. 21-20, Class 2, Malden Middlesex Motor Sales, Inc., 129 Charles Street, Malden, 15 cars, renewal. 22-20, Class 3, Malden Middlesex Motor Sales, Inc., 129 Charles Street, Malden, it's a renewal.
Refer to license.
On Councilor Murphy's motion that we refer these petitions to license, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Petitions have been referred. Next order of business.
Paper 23-20, order that an inventory and review of all tax-exempt properties in the city of Malden be conducted.
Councilor DeMaria.
Thank you, Madam Chair. It has always been of great concern for me, as all of us here on council, that we keep our taxes as low as possible while offering as much services to our residents as we can. I've placed this order on the docket this evening to continue our financial due diligence and to gain a better understanding of properties in the city of Malden that are deemed tax exempt. It is my wish this evening to send this order to a joint Finance and Public Properties Committee meeting. Within those meetings, a deep discussion can be had. So I make a motion to send this to a joint Finance and Public Properties meeting. Thank you.
On Councilor DeMaria's motion, seconded by Councilor Kamel. Oh, sorry. You have a question? I'm sorry. Councilor Linehan.
No, I made a second. I don't have a question. Sorry.
On Councilor DeMaria's Councilor Kamel.
I apologize.
No worries.
I do support this. I think it's a good thing to get an idea and make sure we know what we're doing. I just want to ask, would it be public property? But because this isn't necessarily public property, it's private property that's being taxed. So I don't know if it's.
Well, it's all public, yeah.
No.
Well, we could just state it in ordinance if that's
Fine.
what you prefer. It's the wish of the committee.
I just wanted to bring that up. I just kind of want people to think about that. I don't necessarily want to make a stand on it.
It's definitely not public property.
Because it's public property, specifically publicly owned property.
So
Finance is fine.
I think just finance.
Yep.
Okay.
Thank you, Councilor.
Apologize.
Okay.
No, that's
Let me stickler
that's
that,
where we'll do our work.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. And I'm happy to.
Okay.
Second that.
On Councilor DeMaria's motion, seconded by Councilor Linehan, to refer this paper to Finance. All those in favor? All those opposed? The matter has been referred. Next order of business.
Committee reports, personnel paper 352-19, council confirmation of mayoral reappointment of Carleen Pacome, 157 Pleasant Street, Unit 404, Malden, Mass., as a member of the Disability Commission in term to expire September 23, 2022.
On Councilor Crowe's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The committee report is received. Councilor Crowe for the committee.
Thank you. Just before we took our break, we met with Ms. Pacome and actually the next one, Ms. Guan. Ms. Pacome represents the Disabilities Commission, and they've been very, very diligent in some of their work. And they just most recently held a workshop here last Thursday, I believe, on identity theft. So I know that they're trying to get more out into the community about what they're doing and how they can be really supported by the city and how they can support the residents of the city. So we really had a lovely conversation with her and all the work that they're doing. So I make a motion that we approve the reappointment of Curleen Pacombe to the Disabilities Commission.
On Councillor Crowe's motion, seconded by Councillor O'Malley, to confirm this appointment. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The appointment has been confirmed. Next order of business.
Paper 25-20, Committee Report, Personnel and Appointments. Paper 396-19, Council Confirmation, Mayoral Reappointment of Juan Guan of 1 Main Street, Unit 204, Malden, as a resident member of the Human Rights and Fair Housing Commission, said term to expire November 18th, 2020.
On Councillor Crowe's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The committee report is received. Councillor Crowe for the committee.
At that same meeting, we had we met with Juan Guan, who actually is serving as chair of the Fair Housing and Fair Housing and Human Rights Committee, and really they're doing a lot of work in sort of trying to figure out how they're going to get the word about what they do, how people can access them, how to get some of the information around some fair housing and all the other projects. So we were quite impressed with all the work that that committee is doing, and I make a motion that we reappoint Juan Guan to the Human Rights and Fair Housing Commission.
Councillor DeMaria.
Thank you, Madam Chair. And just to add to Chairman Crowe's appointments, I really have to say that it was such a pleasure to sit in that meeting with two of very intelligent women of color that are part of our boards and commissions, particularly Disability, Human Rights, Fair Housing. Both committees are so important to the city of Malden, and it's just really, really great to see our residents jump in, help, and move Malden forward. So I thank you, Councillor Crowe, and thank you, Madam President.
Do you second her motion? Councillor DeMaria? Okay. Councillor Crowe's motion to receive the committee report, seconded by Councillor DeMaria. All those in favor? To reappoint, excuse me. Thank you. I know, I'm sorry, I have a headache. Long night already. All those in favor? All those opposed? The appointment has been confirmed. Next order of business.
It's many different licenses, so I'll read them all. Committee report, petitions, amusement machine license, papers listed below. Okay. Paper 440-19, Patrick's 36-40 Lebanon Street, 3 machines, it's renewal. Paper 441-19, Town Line 10-pin Corp, 665 Broadway, 25 machines. Paper 436-19, Pearl Street Station, 53 Summer Street, 2 machines, renewal. 463-19, Flaming Grill and Buffet, 52 Broadway, 4 machines, it's a renewal. Paper 437-19, ITN's Post 16, 40 Oakland Street, 4 machines, it's a renewal. Paper 438-19, Loyal Order of the Moose Lodge, 1910, 562 Broadway, 1 machine, it's a renewal. Paper 439-19, GLS Associates, Inc., 50 Holden Street, 9 machines, it's a renewal.
Councillor Murphy's motion to receive the committee report. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The committee report is received. Councillor Crowe for the committee.
Councillor Murphy.
Excuse me, Councillor Murphy. I needed Tylenol.
Thank you, Madam President. Yes, as you heard our clerk read, these are all renewals. But even with renewals, we do our due diligence. Our compliance officers go out. They inspect the premises and make sure that everything is in order. The police department is contacted. We make sure there's no issue with them. These all came back with a A rating, so they were voted unanimously out of the license committee. And I would ask that this body approve these petitions tonight, or grant these petitions tonight.
On Councillor Murphy's motion to grant, seconded by Councillor DeMaria. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The petitions are granted. Next order of business.
27-20, committee reports for extended hours. 442-19, Dunkin' Donuts, 617 Broadway, 7 days, 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. It's a renewal. Paper 443-19, Dunkin' Donuts, 57 Eastern Ave, 24/7 renewal. Paper 445-19, Dunkin', geez, you're rubbing off on me. Dunkin' Donuts, 980 Eastern Ave, 7 days, 4 a.m. to 10 p.m. renewal. Paper 446-19, Dunkin' Donuts, 424 Main Street, 7 days, 5 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's a renewal. Paper 447-19, Dunkin' Donuts, 245 Pleasant Street, 7 days, 5 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's a renewal. Paper 448-19, Honeydew Donuts, 691 Eastern Ave, 7 days, 5 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's a renewal. Paper 449-19, Planet Fitness, 795 Eastern Ave, Monday through Friday, 12 a.m. to 9 p.m. It's a renewal. And paper 450-19, Supreme Food Mart, 1018 Eastern Ave, 24/7 renewal.
Motion to receive the committee report.
On Councilor Murphy's motion to receive the committee report, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The committee report is received. Councilor Murphy for the committee.
Thank you, Madam President. As once again you heard, these are all renewals. They go through the same process as the amusement machines, in the fact that our compliance officers visit them. They check with the police department to make sure that there's no issues. And it's always nice to know that you can get a cup of Dunkin' Donuts coffee 24/7 in Malden, right? So another reason for us to all approve them. So I would make the motion that all of these petitions be granted this evening.
Second.
On Councilor Murphy's motion to grant these petitions, seconded by Councilor Anderson. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The petitions have been granted. Next order of business.
Docket is clear.
The docket is clear. Anybody wish to speak for personal privilege? Councilor Murphy.
Thank you. Well, I'd like to say welcome back to everybody.
Welcome back.
And welcome Amanda, excuse me, Councilor Linehan to the council. Nice to, have another woman, speaking of women on the council. So we're starting to even the odds here on you guys. You know what I mean? And I just want to wish everybody out and the community a very happy and prosperous new year. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor O'Malley.
Yeah, I hope it wasn't. I just wanted to announce that the library will be hosting their annual Triple Threat Trivia on January 23rd at Anthony's. So if you aren't on a team and you'd like to be on a team, Ward 4 has a team. We're more than welcome to invite anyone who would like to join that team. Hopefully we can take down the winners from last year. It seems like it's kind of rigged. They always seem to win in the last few years, but, in addition to that, the MRA will be hosting various public hearings on different programs that they administer. One being the Community Development Block Grant. That is I think, a great program. We are able to use that to develop various needs in our community, as well as other public projects like parks. And they'll be having their first public hearing on Monday, January 27th. At 5 p.m. here at the Malden Senior Center at 7 Washington Street. In addition, they will then the next day make available applications for any projects or grants that you'd like to apply, and that's available January 28th at 8 a.m. And they're available, I believe, online as well as at 17 Pleasant Street on the 3rd floor. And aside from that, that is all the announcements. It's great to see you all. Happy New Year.
Thank you. Councilor Winslow.
Yeah, a few things. Talking about a new year, there's going to be the Chinese, the Lunar New Year's coming up, so Chinese Cultural Connection this coming Saturday at the high school is having an event there, so please come out to that. I believe that's at 1 o'clock. Also, I will, Martin Luther King Day, so wishing everyone to be inspired by the work and dream big and live large, as I say, and I think Councilor Anderson will have more announcements about that. And this past Wednesday, the city had a meeting on our municipal vulnerability plan, and there's still opportunities for the public to comment. This is about actions the city can take to adapt our city for things that are impacting climate change. So there's been a lot of great progress, but we're still looking for more community input on that. So you have until the end of the month to do that, and you look on the city's website to see how you can do that. But there's literally millions of dollars that are available to cities and towns to improve the city, to make sure we're adapting as we get more rain and coastal flooding and that type of thing. So it's important that we as a community work and are adapting and take advantage of the state funds that are available. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor DeMaria.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Welcome back. Happy New Year, everybody. So I think tonight what I want to talk about and give a plug to is the Malden Warming Center. This is our second year of the Malden Warming Center. It has progressed from 2 months, 5 days a week last year, to 3 months, 7 days a week, serving dinner and breakfast. It is a heartwarming, wonderful place where our homeless can come by, have a warm meal. It is located at the Church of the Nazarene on Eastern Avenue, and they are in deep need of volunteers from our community, a couple of hours here and there, a meal here and there, someone to help collect our homeless off the streets during the winter months. There is just so much to be done to wrap our arms around that community in Malden that sadly we do have. For more information, it is on our city website, and very easy to volunteer. I was there last night, and they're so grateful. So I hope everybody that's listening or in the audience will think about that. It's the Malden Warming Center. Thank you very much, Madam President.
Thank you. Councillor Crowe.
Thank you, Madam President. I just want to wish everybody a happy new year. And actually, as Councilor Winslow said, the MLK, the North Shore Black Women's Association will be hosting their MLK luncheon this Saturday at Anthony's, 11 to 2. Involvement makes a difference. And actually, Councilor Anderson, this is their 27th year of having this luncheon, and Councilor Anderson always does a fantastic job as the MC. And well, he decided not to do it this year. So he will be missed, but anyway, so if anyone is looking for tickets, you can reach out. And I just want to say congratulations to the Complete Streets Committee, Councilor Murphy, that just was awarded $400,000 to do some improvements in areas. They have a strategic plan that's kind of been put out for the next 5 years, and that's been vetted, and they submitted new projects this year, and the maximum is $400,000, and we got pretty much the maximum. So congratulations to that committee and all the hard work.
Thank you. Councillor Murphy.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to give kudos to Councillor Crowe, because Councillor Crowe was probably the person who really spearheaded Complete Streets, and I picked it up from where she started it, and she really did all the heavy lifting to get it off the ground. So I think you get a big thank you in this award too. So. And Maria, yeah. And there's a whole team, but I just not gonna take that credit by myself. So, the other thing I just wanted to mention, speaking of things that are coming up, the Junior Aid Association, yes, I know of which many of us ladies are members, is having their second. Well, actually, every year we have a Valentine brunch. And last year we brought back the Valentine Derby, which had been missing for a few years, and it was a great success. So it once again is happening at Anthony's on Sunday, February 9th at noon. It is an absolutely fabulous day, something that even the guys like to go to, because it's, it's not just a boring brunch. It's like races. It's actually, there's 6 to 8 races with betting tables, raffles going on all throughout, and it is just a really, really great, fun day for everybody to get involved. So everyone who comes back and brings people with them. So I suggest you get your tickets early, because it might be sold out this year, so lots of fun. And you can reach me for tickets, or Maria Louise for tickets, or actually Debbie DeMaria or Peg Crowe. So all of us and can get you some tickets if you decide to come. So hope to see you there.
Thank you. On behalf of the chair, I too would like to wish you a happy new year and invite you, if you have nothing to do, next Wednesday, January 22nd at 6:30. There's a community meeting with City Life. If you have gotten a rent hike or you can't afford, or an eviction notice, well, you know your rights. This meeting is in Malden next Wednesday, January 22nd at 6:30, Malden High School. It's sponsored by Mayor Gary Christensen and the Malden Education Association. There'll be a bunch of resources at this meeting that will include City Life and Vita Urbana, Greater Boston Legal Services, and the Chinese Progressive Association, the CPA Boston. You can join them to learn important information about your rights when faced with the big rent increase or non-fault eviction, other issues in landlord and tenant law, and what can be done about problems of displacement in Malden. So if you feel that you are a victim of any of these issues, then you should join Mayor Christensen and the Malden Education Association next Wednesday, 6:30, Malden High School, the 22nd. And do I have a motion to adjourn? On Councillor Crowe's motion to adjourn, all those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? Meeting is adjourned.